up, everybody? I know it's been a while since I do a story, but I got you guys. I'm gonna do one now. If you're wondering why I'm outside, it's because the AC in my house is messed up. I decided to do a story because nobody's in my house. I am bored and I am hot. This is like the third shower I take today, so I'm like, I'm gonna do a story, but it has to be from outside. Anyways, this story was actually a request from a snapper. She told me to do. She's like, hey, you travel a lot, so you should do a story on one of your worst trips. Side note, if you guys ever want me to do a story, a topic, or anything like that, just reach out to me. I'm very discreet. I won't mention who you are, but I'll do the story request. Anyways, time for the story. I wanted to call it the worst road trip ever, but it wasn't really a road trip. It was pretty much a group trip. So this is the worst group trip ever. First thing you have to know about me is that I am a friendly person, but there are, I want to say 99.9% of the time, I don't really like hanging out in groups. I'm more of a one-on-one type of friend. Like, let's you and me grab lunch. Let's you and me go to the movies. Like, you're going to always invite people. I have to like everybody that you invite. In this situation, I really trusted my friend. I'm like, I know she knows how I am. She knows how shy and awkward I am. She's not going to put me in a situation where I don't like. I live by myself and my friend calls me and she's like, hey, listen, can you ride with one of my friends because I don't have time to pick her up, and she'll pitch in for gas and all that good stuff. Right now, I don't like that. I don't ever put me in that awkward situation. How can I have a total stranger in my car on a 4-hour drive? Again, I'm like, I trusted my friend and I'm like, she's not gonna put anybody crazy in my car. Like, she knows how I am. And I'm really uncomfortable with it, but I'm like, you know what? It really sounds like a fun event. You know, it's a group of people that's gonna go. And I'm like, all right. I was like, yeah, she could ride with me. Another thing, y'all know I'm punctual. I say it all the time. I'm the only Puerto Rican that's punctual. I told her, hey, when she gets to my house, just make sure that she's ready. Friend is like assuring me, like, no, Abby, don't worry about it. She's gonna be ready. She's gonna pitch in for gas. She's a great friend of mine. You guys are gonna get along. Like, yo, I got you. I'm like, all right. Calculated everything already. I'm like, okay, we have to be at the club by 11, so that means that I have to leave my apartment by 7. That gives us a 4-hour, range to get to the party. Work, I even asked my boss to leave early. I was like, okay, hey, can I leave at 6? That way I can get to my apartment, get ready, and then be out by 7. I'm trusting that this girl that I'm supposed to ride with is gonna be ready because my friend told me that she gets out of work at 5. So I'm like, oh, that works out perfect. It's around like 6:15, and I'm at my apartment. I had long hair at the time, so I had done and blow dried my hair in the morning. So that way the only thing I had to do was take a shower and get dressed. Like texting this girl, and I'm like, I am leaving with or without her. Like, where is she? So this girl gets to my apartment at like 6:40 something. Hey girl, it's because I didn't know who I was talking to, and my friend knew better. When I opened the door, it's not a girl, it's a 42-year-old woman. I'm opening the door like, oh, tú eres... We're gonna call her Susie. I'm like, oh, tú eres Susie. She's like, sí, ¿cómo está? And I'm like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with you being 42 years old, but at the time I was like 25, 26. So what am I gonna have in common with you for 4 hours? I got over the fact that she was 42 because she looked like she was a lot of fun. And I'm like, okay, cool. She's not one of those serious 42-year-olds. What made me mad is that she wasn't ready. Literally about to leave. It's like 6:40 something, and I'm like, tú sabes que nosotros no tenemos que ir a las 7. She's like, nena, ¿por qué? And I'm like, because we have to be at the club by 11. She's changing my schedule. She's like, nena, it's a club. We don't have to get there on time. That club closes like at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. That's your schedule. You got to go by my schedule. Already off the bat, I'm already mad because I'm like, well, are you going to get ready? She's like, sí, yo me voy a bañar aquí. Yo me voy a preparar rápido. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm with someone that it completely just came to my house, wanted to use my shower, wanted to use my plancha, wanted to use my blow dry. I mean, everything. And I just met her. Texting my friend, I am livid. And my friend kind of is like, Abby, just relax. You never know. She's a mom. You never know. She had a long day. I'm like, all right, Biggie, just relax, because now you're going to get an attitude and everybody's going to think that you're the issue. So just try, breathe, and relax. So now I'm waiting in my living room for this girl to get ready. I'm leaving my apartment like at 8:30 or something like that. And I'm mad because it's a 4-hour drive. I had a set schedule of when I was going to arrive. So we got to the club super late. Before we get to the club, the 4-hour drive was a 4-hour drive that at one point I wanted to open the door of my car and throw myself out. Trying to get over the fact that I'm upset. I don't want her to know that I'm upset with her because she took forever to get ready. So I'm just like, all right, let me make conversation with her. Buena hora. Yo le hago a esta mujer esta pregunta. So I'm like, hey, listen, you're 42, you have kids, you've been divorced. When did you realize you liked women? I don't understand that I should have never asked this woman why or how she ended up liking women, because she went into explicit detail of how she realized she liked women. I mean, it was like one of those things where when you meet somebody, there's a lot of stuff you're not supposed to talk about. Very private when it comes to anything intimate wise, and I don't want to hear it about you. Even with my closest friend, there's only certain people that we can have those discussions with. I was raised very, 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 very old school, and I was also brought up in church. I don't go to church anymore, but being that I was brought up like that, you just don't talk about intimacy. This lady went, and I'm talking about like explicit details. Like, oh, it just got to the point that when I was with my husband, he just wasn't satisfying me enough. So da 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 da. I mean, just you could just imagine the kind of stuff that she was telling me, and I was so uncomfortable. Texting my friend, I'm like, dude, what did you stick me with? This girl, da da da. And my friend is like, lol, lol, that I'm making her laugh. I know that it sounds funny because I know that she was laughing, but it wasn't funny to me. I honestly wanted to throw her out of my car. I got to the club like I was twitching for all the inappropriate intimacy talk this lady was doing. Ever meet me? You ever want to make me uncomfortable? Yeah, just talk about something like that because I'm gonna be like, wait, what? Like, I have to go. Sorry. We get to the club. We got to the club at almost closing time. We got to that club at like 1:40 something, and it closed at 3. So club was like pointless. So I paid there, and including parking and everything, which I had to pay because she didn't chip in, and she didn't even chip in for gas. I paid $25 to go to the club for an hour and 15 minutes. I was already like, you know what? I just want to go home. Like, you know what? I don't need to be in this event. I don't need to be with all these people. Like, I'm already having a really, really bad time. I have about $90 or $95 in cash because I had to give my friend that money because she was the one that booked the hotel. I know that it was a pricey hotel. I know that she divided it between a few people because a few people were gonna stay in the same room. I just didn't know how many people were in that room. To that room, there was so many women. I'm like, oh, so every one of y'all is staying in this room? Not only was there a whole bunch of women, there was a guy too, and the guy wasn't gay. It was a straight guy. Don't invite me somewhere and have a man stay with us. I wasn't joking when I said I'm old school. Like, I am very old school. I don't care that there was a whole bunch of women there. Why was the guy there? Like, what was he doing there to begin with? Only one bathroom, and there was like 7 girls. How are we gonna get dressed? How are we gonna do our stuff? How are we gonna do our hair? Like, and this guy is there. Oh, and I paid 90 something dollars. It was almost 100. I really forgot what it was. And I ended up sleeping on the floor. The other people there were like, oh, I got dibs on the bed. I got here first. Da 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 da. Okay, but I didn't know that I was gonna pay almost $100 to sleep on the floor. So the whole night was pretty much just I was mad. So I was like, okay, let me try to make the best out of the bad situation the next day. The next day was a pool party. Of course, I'm hanging out with like 7 extremely feminine girls, and they're the type of women that they don't swim in the pool. They just all want to look pretty. Nobody wants to swim. Y'all know how I go to the beach. I wear always like the same bathing suit. I have like shorts. I don't be looking all pretty because I'm gonna swim in the beach. It's not a problem. I'm going to this freaking pool party with the Kardashians. They're looking all pretty, and I'm like, so none of you guys are gonna swim. So I'm embarrassed that I'm the only person swimming in the pool. Now we all get out of the pool. Okay, so mind you that I don't know where those 7 girls came from, but I don't know if they had a car because I had a car and my friend had a car. Going to the hotel room, I showered or whatever, and I changed, and I'm like, man, I'm really hungry because I actually swam, so swimming makes me hungry. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna go to McDonald's. To mention that when I got there, I only got along with like 2 out of the 7 girls that were actually there. So one of the girls heard me say that I was gonna go to McDonald's. She's like, oh, hey, you're gonna go to McDonald's? And I'm like, okay, I ended up getting along with. So I'm like, yeah, sure, come with me. She never said that because now she invited more people. Like, this whole group of girls is wanting to go with me in my car because nobody wanted to pay parking, nobody wanted to pay gas, nobody wanted to use their car. I was already mad, and my friend was with me in the car, and I was like, my face just gave it away. I was like, why are all these girls in my car? And we parked. Nobody was like, hey, Abby, since you drove, or, we'll put money in the meter for you. Nothing like that. Everyone just got out of the car and did their own thing. Nobody offered gas money, and nobody offered to pay for my meal or something like that. Like, I just was surrounded by not courteous people. We leave McDonald's or whatever, we go back. Now we're all in the hotel, and it's like 7 minds trying to figure out what we're gonna do next. Another reason why I don't like doing things in groups, especially as big as a group that we had, because too many minds, too many opinions, nobody's agreeing on things. It's getting to the point that people are arguing like, no, I don't want to eat there. No, I don't want to eat there. Well, I don't want to go to this club. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm like, why did I come to this thing? Oh, everyone finally decided on a dumb club. And I'm like, oh, I was like, guys, we went clubbing last night. Like, why do we have to go clubbing again? But of course, nobody wanted my opinion. I ended up going to, I don't know what the name of the club was, but it was a very high-end club. The entrance alone was like 20-something dollars. I'm like, every club here is $25. I don't know, one of the girls forgot her wallet or she didn't have cash on her. I don't know what it was. And I don't know how I got stuck paying for this girl's drink. But she was like, hey, listen, order me a drink. Order me a drink and I got you. I got you back when we come to the hotel. I don't really drink like that. So I didn't know that the drinks were going to be so expensive. Like, what do you like to drink? And I promise, guys, and my friends know, when I go to bars and they're like, what do you want to drink? I always say, make me something fruity. That is literally what I say because I don't know how to order drinks. What she ordered, she ordered me my drink because I told her that I wanted something fruity. So I tasted it. I was like, oh, it actually tastes good. When I got the check, it was $42. I don't know what those drinks had in them. I think they had like a little bit of fountain of youth because I've never paid $42 in my life for 2 drinks. Got to the point that I was just really, really bored at the club. I really wanted to go home. I got angry. Like, you know how you just get frustrated when you really just want to leave and you can't? Even since way back when, I always calculated how much I spend on things and stuff like that. And so far, on those 2 miserable days, I had spent over $300. I don't even know how. Got back to the hotel, and everybody's okay, guys. So what are we gonna do tomorrow? Da 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 da. Everybody started arguing. Nobody figured out what we were gonna do. I wanted to sightsee. Nobody wanted to do that. While everybody was arguing and everything, in my mind, I'm like, you know what, Biggie, you're gonna leave. Tú te vas de aquí, y tú la vas a pasar bien tú sola. Anyways, at that time, it was about 2, 3, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning. And little by little, everyone started finally falling asleep. And when everybody was doing that, I started packing. All by myself to like the freaking parking garage where my car was at. And I put my suitcase in the garage. And I'm like, I'm going to sleep for a couple of hours and I'm leaving. I can't believe I almost forgot. Before that, remember the girl Susie that she had, I had given her the ride there? All of a sudden, she was supposed to have a ride back. On Sunday night was supposed to take her back home, and I don't know what was going on that person couldn't take her. So my friend had the audacity to ask me again if I could take her home. I told my friend no. I was like, listen, bro, first of all, she didn't even put gas for the first trip out here. I was like, I barely talked to her, and I'm not going through those 4 hours again. And it's like, all right, well, let me see what we can figure out, this and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm letting you know right now, I am not taking her home. Everyone was still sleeping because everyone was knocked out because of a hangover. So those people could drink. So I didn't really drink like that. So I put an alarm and I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, the girl that was supposed to pay me for the drink, yeah, of course. Of course she didn't pay me for the drink. It's me, guys. Of course she wasn't going to pay. I wanted to get out of there so fast. And I didn't want anyone to figure out that I left, that I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't change my clothes. I ran to my car in my PJs. I got in the car, I turned off my phone, I put the GPS, and I drove home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was just so scared of getting stuck with something that I'm like, nope. So I didn't turn on my phone until I finally got home. On my phone, it was just like mad missed calls, mad text messages, a whole bunch of voicemails, and it was my friend. She was like, did you leave? Like, we just want to know if you're okay. I told my friend what happened. She wasn't really too upset. It was more like, I already know how Abby is. She just got more upset that I didn't even tell her I was leaving. I am very surprised that I didn't leave the night before, but I think it was because I was so sleepy that I was like, no, I don't want to risk it. That this is not like the worst thing ever. You guys probably expected more stuff. There was a lot more stuff that happened, but I decided just to kind of edit those part out just because there's things that did happen where I don't want to remember. Like, remember the guy that I told you that was at the hotel? There, stuff happened. He was just a man, you know what I mean? He did do some stuff that he wasn't supposed to, but I don't even want to relive that moment. But that's why I said I don't want to guide them. This wasn't really like the worst thing ever that could happen. This was just more like un mal rato, you know, like just like a trip that was supposed to be fun that turned out to be just really whack. I feel that it could have been more fun if there was a different group, because I could have done the exact same thing with another group of people and we could have made it like a blast. Anyway, guys, there you have it. I guess that's the worst group trip ever. So the moral of the story is, if you're gonna have a group trip, I would suggest that everyone in the group get along.